that the United States is dedicated to peace. And we call upon the LTTE especially to cease and desist from the violence and terrorism that it has inflicted upon the people of this country. The bombing this morning, which cost 2 lives, the repeated attacks over the past several weeks, and of course the attacks over many, many years upon the political leadership and the average citizenry of this country are reprehensible, and they are condemned by the international community. And we hope that the LTTE will understand that it will have no relationship with my government, and indeed no effective relationship with any country in this world, as long as it seeks to redress its own grievances through the barrel of a gun. Now, we understand that the Tamil community here has legitimate grievances and legitimate issues that ought to be addressed by the government, and there ought to be a dialogue, a better dialogue, between the government and the Tamil community. But the responsibility here lies with the LTTE, which has taken up terrorism and violence as its political weapon. And so we hope very much that Minister Solheim's visit here will result in the resumption of negotiations on a date certain and on a place for those negotiations to take place. We hope that the ceasefire can be restored, and we hope a final peace can come to Sri Lanka. The United States wants that very much, and will support the government and support the government in its effort to protect this country and its territorial integrity as these negotiations resume. In attacks on Tamils. But the major part of our concern here, the tsunami to the effort to provide economic growth, but particularly the fight to preserve peace with this country, understand that this long conflict is only going to come to an end when the LTTE and the government sit down and find a way forward to end the violence and convince the LTTE to stop using violence as a political weapon. That has to happen. And I think any realistic observer of this country's long struggle would say and agree that that kind of dialogue has to take place. I'm not aware of any government in the world or any significant NGO in the world who believes that we ought to be sitting down with al-Qaeda given its own agenda. And for instance, one of the issues that I did raise today in all of my meetings was the need for